It's a Republican trifecta. The GOP now controls the White House, Senate, and the House. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. ABC News can now project that Republicans will retain control of the House of Representatives after clinching a total of 218 seats, as Democrats hold 208. This comes as House Republicans are set to vote on leadership positions as well. Senate Republicans just announced they've finalized their full slate for the 119th Congress. South Dakota Senator John Thune also will now serve as majority leader, replacing longtime leader Mitch McConnell. Our Jay O'Brien has been tracking it all day from the Hill and joins me now. Jay, just kind of bring us up to speed now on the House races and what actually brought Republicans to 218.
Yeah, there were some races out west, Kira, that still were just too close to call until today. And it was always expected to kind of take that long, some of those races. But Republicans were able to clinch this slim control over the House of Representatives. This is a different environment than some Republicans and some Democrats had frankly predicted. Republicans always thought, and Democrats somewhat privately thought it too, that Republicans would be able to take control of the Senate this year. That was a very difficult electoral map for Democrats to hold on to power in that chamber. But Democrats I talked to before election night felt a lot more optimistic about the House of Representatives. They felt that if a certain number of races went their way, that they could flip control of that chamber. But of course, Donald Trump was able to drag out a lot of new voters to the polls, certainly run up his numbers that way, and help Republicans in down ballot races and allow Republicans. A number of other strategies were employed too, but use that strategy, among others, to help Republicans hold on to this slim control of the House of Representatives. Republicans expected this. We had often said over the course of the last few days that they were poised to do this. So Republicans started taking their victory lap a little bit yesterday, even before ABC and other networks had formally projected this. Donald Trump met with House Republicans behind closed doors at a meeting this morning, and that was also kind of a yay, rah, rah victory celebration, too. And what you hear from Republicans now is that they have this unified control of government, and they credit Donald Trump in large part for that. They want to help use that unified control to enact Donald Trump's agenda. There are some Republicans who have gone so far as to say that they credit Donald Trump with this, and it's his to do with however he wants, Kira.
Well, what does this mean for House leadership elections?
Those are this afternoon. They're actually to take place any minute from now. They're expected to be somewhat par for the course. Mike Johnson expected to be elected by his colleagues as Speaker of the House. Steve Scalise elected to be the number 2, et cetera, et cetera. There's one hole in the lineup here, and that's for the number 4 Republican in the House, Elise Stefanik, because she's been tapped by Donald Trump to be his nominee for UN ambassador. There's 2 members of Congress vying for her job, Kat Cammack of Florida, Lisa McClain of Michigan. It's unclear who's going to get that. There are some endorsements for either side of things. But point being, it's going to look like, other than that race to replace Stefanik, pretty par for the course. Mike Johnson does not have any kind of serious opposition from his right flank, as Kevin McCarthy did, and even Mike Johnson did at one point during his tenure. And Donald Trump has thrown his support behind Mike Johnson. A lot of Republican unity at this hour. We just got to see if it holds when everybody takes office.
All right, Jay, we now have finalized a Senate slate for Republicans. Bring us up to speed on who they are and what this means now for Trump's agenda.
Well, remember, Mitch McConnell is stepping down. He will no longer be the Republican leader come this new Congress, come January in the Senate. And John Thune was elected today to replace McConnell. He was previously the number 2 Republican in that chamber. He was in a 3-person race, as you and I had long discussed, with John Cornyn, who used to be the number 2 Republican in that chamber under McConnell, and Rick Scott, Republican senator of Florida. He's the one in the middle, who had drawn close to Donald Trump in recent years and tried to use those Trump bona fides, if you will, to bolster his candidacy. He got support from Elon Musk and others in kind of the MAGA sphere. But this was ultimately the decision of Senate Republicans to make for themselves, and they picked their current number 2 to succeed Mitch McConnell as the number 1, someone who's been popular in that role and has said he is going to work, as House Republicans, I said earlier, have said, to help Donald Trump to enact his vision for this country now that he has control of both chambers of Congress, Kira.